Hi traders, this is Steve, aka Speculator here. I just want to throw out what I think could be a promising trade idea on Biogen. Um, so I kind of woke up with this idea this morning, and I want to try to sort of configure a options trade around an event, a very important event for Biogen that's coming up on December 5th. So let me just quickly go over some of the science here. So if you don't already know this, um, there was a reversal in an Alzheimer's drug that Biogen has been working on for quite a long time. It looked initially back in March like the drug was done, and then and I'll just kind of use this CNN Health article here to to go over kind of what happened. Um, Basically, the stock tanked in March of last year when it looked like their drug wasn't going to work. But then there was a reversal in late October here saying that Biogen will pursue U.S. Food and Drug Administration approval. Um, And then here it goes into how the trials were discontinued in March, but because of a futility analysis. And then, but basically, data from a new trial showed that memory and cognition of patients was improving on a higher dose arm of a separate study. So, and then this article goes into a long list of other companies that have tried Alzheimer's drugs and have failed. So I'm not naive in thinking that Biogen has the answer here. Um, this trade is sort of an anticipation based trade, running up and into running up excitement, into an event where Biogen's going to share this data on December 5th. So let me go to the charts here. Okay, so first of all, this is obviously in the biotech sector. So let me pull up the XBI so we can get a top-down analysis here. This is the weekly chart of the XBI. I really like this sector right now. You can see how we kind of have a coiling and we're in a triangle here that's just about to break out. And overall, this is kind of like a more angular cup and handle formation here. But so that's the XBI, the ETF. So, and then this is the weekly chart of Biogen, and this chart's kind of all over the place. So this really isn't a chart-based trade. It's, although I do like this island here, but here is where you can see that that they thought that the drug initially failed, and so the stock price crashed from 320 to 220 over the course of a couple days. Then it based for a number of months, and then some additional analysis came out and showed that the drug still has life. So what I want to do here is and I already have a small position, but I want to add to it in the coming days here. But on December 5th, as I said, there Biogen will be sharing data at and this is a thesis I wrote up here, and let me increase this so that this is, let me increase the so you guys can read this. Bear with me here. Whoops, that's too much. Okay. Um, so Biogen will be presenting its data on December 5th at 8 a.m. at the Clinical Trials on Alzheimer's Disease annual meeting. So they're going to be showing their top line results. Um, This is Pacific Standard Time, so on December 5th it'll be 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so here's where I kind of go into my thinking on the trade. This is an event-based anticipation trade. This means the prudent approach is to play on investor excitement and anticipation of good data. I'm expecting a run up in share price into the event. There are issues though. Implied volatility is already high, and I'll show you a chart below. And then also the bid-ask spreads are quite wide right now for Biogen. So instead of straight up calls, although you could do straight up calls, but I'm thinking a call spread is the better approach, because you can get, just because of the bid-ask spreads are pretty wide. So if you can buy a call and sell a call at the same time, you can kind of, um, you know, you can get more for your money, so to speak. Um, so here is the chart that a screenshot that I took from Thinkorswim, and I have an implied volatility down here, so you can see that it's already quite high. So that's another. Normally, I like to buy options when implied volatility is low, and then sell them when implied vol gets high. But in this case, it's already there in anticipation of the event. So I think that's another reason for call spreads here. Here is sort of a risk reward chart on the 310, 330 December 6th weekly call spreads. You're basically risking $500 here, and if you did one call spread, and you can make 1,500. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to go with the December 6th call spread, because you could get some theta decay there if you do hold it that long, since the event is December 5th. But again, I think the implied volatility is going to rise as the closer we get to the event. So I think this implied volatility line should keep running up, which makes the value of the options go higher as well. So I think you're going to offset some of your theta decay as the implied volatility runs higher into the event. But I'm definitely trying to sell before the event, although I might leave a runner on depending on how profitable it is. So that's it. Again, just to reiterate, I am not saying that I believe Biogen has the answer here, but I'm sort of playing the anticipation of them sharing their data on December 5th. So there'll very likely, in my opinion, be a run up into that event. So my first target is this 315, 318 area where the stock initially popped when we got the news that the drug was sort of being revived, and that the FDA told Biogen that it was reasonable to submit an application for an NDA. So that's my first target. If if it goes beyond that, I think 330 is probably my last target. Um, if it actually gets there, that's quite a stretch. That's a 10% move. But if it does get there, I might leave one runner on for the actual event. Um, the other option here is to play January calls and give yourself much more time here. Um, there'll be less theta decay, but the options will be a lot more expensive. So anyway, that's it. That's my idea. As always, take risk into account. Either use a 50% stop on the call spreads, or just buy the amount of options that you're willing to, dollar amount that you're willing to completely lose. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.